Just shut the fuck up when grown folks is talking.
What up, world? It's your boy, Coolie Man.
You got AK the Chief in the building.
And y'all know what it is. It's time to plug them headphones in, put the kids to bed, and let's begin to listen. It's grown-ups talk. Today we're gonna talk about some current events, and then we're gonna talk about these opinions. Opinions is like assholes, and everybody got them. They wanna tell you how to do it, but they never did it. Let's go.
What up, world? What's going on with y'all? What up, Coolie?
What up, though, AK? How you feeling?
Can't call it. You already know.
Shit. Y'all know what part of the show this is.
Facts.
This part of the show is dedicated to you, to our fans, our supporters, our listeners, to everybody that's fucking with us on Mondays as we drop these audios, and everybody that's fucking with us on Wednesdays as we drop these visuals.
Okay.
It takes a special type of you to appreciate a special type of us, and we appreciate that.
Facts. You already know the motto. Like, share, and follow. If you didn't do it. Do it. Do that shit again and tell a friend.
And y'all stop acting all motherfucking stank. If you on Instagram, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere where you could put Grown Ups Talk Podcast in your search engine.
What they do, Coolie?
I need y'all to hit that
motherfucking link. Let's get it.
Hey, yo, listen. Y'all know what this part is, right? If you ain't vibing, I need y'all to catch one right now. I need y'all to open up your phone, go to Instagram, go to Catch a Vibe 2, send them the request, put in your order, and catch your vibe. You feel me? I need you to catch your vibe. Look at the menu. They got everything of the finest of edibles. Shout out to the queens of edibles over there at Catch a Vibe. Right after you do that, fellas, I need y'all to go over to Congress Ave, hit up Lane's Barbershop, tell Bart that Grown Ups Talk sent you. Know what I mean? Let them get your lineup right, let them get your fade tight. Right before you go over to 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe, where Ski Ball, with June, and everybody over there chilling, waiting on y'all to come have a good time with them. Like, you feel me? Y'all know what it is, man. It's 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe. You catch your vibe, you go hit the lanes, and then you go over there and leave home with something. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good night.
Yeah,
Definitely
good night.
sound like a
It's
good
always
night.
a good night, especially when you go over to 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe. that shit just roll off so far. I love that shit. Shout out to Ski Ball, the whole team. You know what I mean?
Niggas
Get
right
the whole day
tight.
for you. But yeah.
Okay, talk to me, Coolie. What you talking about?
Shit, man. It's a lot we could talk about. It's a lot going on. But there's some stupidity going on. A little pump at the gas station, burning, I mean, and while he pumping gas, he burning, smoking and shit, like, you know you're not supposed to be doing that shit.
Word.
He's wilding, just OD dumb for what? Like,
shit, no, yeah, that's some wild shit. Can't front. Listen, I saw my grandfather do some shit like that. You know, smoking a cigarette. It wasn't no L or nothing like that, but smoking a cigarette, pumping the gas. I'm like, okay, trying to kill everybody.
got a death wish.
Like, yeah, that shit was, he was doing that shit like it was nothing. Like, yeah, nigga, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Worry about yourself.
Right. Because you know how they used to say, do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, then we got, man, listen, just cause y'all see these celebrities, man, and y'all don't see them every day knocking niggas out, doing all this wild shit, don't be running up on these celebrities thinking that they all tight sweet, cause there was average citizens just like you are right now, know what I mean? Chilling out on the block, having to survive just like everybody else before they became who they are as a celebrity. And most of them is still the same way. Like, for me, they just got some popularity to them. So who's that they ran up on? NBA Youngboy?
Oh no, Lil Baby.
No, Lil Baby. Yeah, that was Lil Baby they ran up on. Some dude was in there, I mean, basically trying to call him out, like on some wild shit in the store. And Lil Baby wasn't having it, man. Knocked him out.
I mean, see, I saw the picture of her from Snap
Knocked
and shit.
him out.
I saw a picture of him saying
My D knocked him out his pants, my G. Knocked him out his pants. Nose bloody. Falling, can't get up. He's like, yeah, my nigga, get up, my nigga. Get up. Like, I ain't playing, nigga, still undefeated, nigga. Going crazy. That shit was funny as fuck, though. Because I ain't know what happened, because you just see You see old boy, you see him, I mean, talking mad shit, calling all type of bitch ass niggas or whatever, and then next thing you know, little baby, you see little baby, you know what I mean, talking like, yeah, go ahead, my nigga, don't be scared, go ahead, go buy your shit, like, you know, walk by me, go buy your shit. So he walking up on old boy just lunge at him, and then the camera just start, like, you see that shit fumbling, and then this shit cut the old boy on the ground, and little baby like, yeah, what happened to all that shit, like, I mean, not a scratch on him, old boy nose leaking.
It wasn't none of his security or nothing?
Nah, well, you can't really tell, like, I mean, and the dude that he was with, it didn't look like he was bothered by nothing. It didn't look like he got into nothing. Like, he was just like on some regular day shit, chilling. Like, it didn't look like he was unbothered too. Like, that shit just was crazy. Old boy was like leaking, bro, leaking from the face, and then he had on some shorts, my nigga. This was all the way down, my nigga, down to like cut, like he knocked him out his pants, bro. That shit was funny. Y'all stop running up on these celebrities, man, thinking that shit's sweet, yo. That shit not sweet, bro. That shit not always sweet. Some of them, yeah, but yeah, you got to pick and choose, bro.
You know which ones to run up on like
that. Right. That shit was just funny to me, bro.
Damn,
definitely.
You know, and the funny thing that you talking about this shit, like I literally just seen this shit like prior to coming here and shit. I'm just checking it out, and just came to my phone and shit, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm reading the comments and shit, and that's how I asked that question, like, yo, was it his security? Because they was like, oh yeah, his security did that.
Bro, the whole video, you only see him and one other person. You don't see no security, no nothing. Like, it's just him and one other person.
Listen, I'm gonna trust you before I trust any of them online and shit.
From me, like from what I seen, the footage I seen, it looked like it was him that did it. If it wasn't him that did it, you know what I mean? He made it look like it was. I'll tell you that. Right. He did a hell of a job of selling it. I'll tell you that.
Put him down.
Yeah, because it wasn't on neither one of them filming. Like, it wasn't neither one of them. You could see from either angle no security in their background. Like, it was just, I mean, him and Lil Baby and one of his dudes. That was it. That was it.
Word.
Yeah, ayo. Shout out to Mark Free. You know what I mean? He just dropped that Say Less 2. Shout out to you. I mean, that shit go hard. Definitely fuck with it. Definitely on all streaming services. So if you streaming this, it's on the same shit that this is on. So anywhere you find it, Grown Ups Talk, you can find that Say Less too. Shout out to Mark Free. You feel me? Yeah, man.
Gotta get him back up here, and I mean, promote that shit. I mean,
we definitely do. We definitely do. So, Mark Free, hit me up, man. If you hear this episode, man, hit me up. Let me know what your schedule looking like. You feel me?
Come back.
Also, I mean, I want to talk about people and their opinions, bro.
Okay.
I just want to talk about that.
Like, you're brushing on up on that. I mean, let's put it on the table. Talk to me.
Like, I know this shit gonna kind of seem like a contradiction, because our podcast is about us giving our opinion on certain shit and stuff like that. But I feel like some people just be talking to talk, bro. Like, I mean, they just talking to talk, like, period. Like, they not adding no real value to the conversation or to what's going on. They just in the comments or butting in conversations and just to be heard. Like, I mean, I think we live in an era now of it's cooler to be seen and heard than it is to play the background and learn some shit. From being quiet. Like, it's cooler to everybody to be in front of the camera and be the one talking and all that. Like, being super loud in front of everybody. Like,
right. So, I kind of get you now. The picture that I see you painting is the opinion is put out there, but not necessarily needed. And at the same time, it's kind of like I'm seeing clout. Like, people doing shit just for they're being a parasite to your
that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Right. So they feeding up off of what you doing. And bringing in energy and trying to sway it somewhere else. So some parasites are important to have. You need that to either push you to keep grinding, because you know, I mean, you know the saying, like you ain't doing it right if you don't got nobody talking about you.
Right.
I mean, if you don't got no haters, no whatever the case may
Right.
be, and everybody, I feel like once they see the ball rolling and they see the shit molded and the shit starting to go down the hill, they always want to voice their opinion how to make it go down faster.
Right, yo.
They wasn't there putting the clay and making the ball
Exactly.
to start from the beginning.
Exactly.
So it's always like that. They kind of striving and feeding off of your energy, Coolie, and I wouldn't necessarily let that type of shit. I wouldn't let their energy bring me down. I'll kill it with my energy, and I know they ain't your style.
Yeah.
I know they ain't your
I
style,
just
but
want to say that. That's not it. Like, I mean, it's just
frustrating.
It becomes frustrating. Like, cause I mean, yeah, we up here, we give our opinion on certain shit. Like, I mean, but 9 times out of 10, we trying to look at it from all angles. We discuss whatever we talking about from all angles, or we're trying to look at it or bring a perspective to it that nobody else is talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we're adding value to the conversation opposed to just talking about it just because it's something to talk about.
Right.
Or even when we see people doing shit, you know what I mean, and they involve us in their conversation or they come to us to tell us what they got going on and they asking us our opinion on it, we're not trying to tell them how to do it if we never did it. Like, you feel me?
No,
like,
right.
Everybody want to give unsolicited or solicited advice or whatever, however you want to put that. But they want to give their advice on, you should do this, you should do that. And they never been in that field. They never been in that area and shit like that. Like,
at this point in our career,
it is a career.
You know what I mean? And at this point in our career, we are somewhat moderate players. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't amateurs no more. Like,
right.
we been past that milestone.
Right.
We laid that tile down, that foundation. We put in our work
right.
to put past that. I wouldn't say that we professionals, we experts. That's why I say moderate. You know what I mean? So this is what we do as a career. Like, I mean, this is what we chosen to do, and you would say we are now entertainers. Yeah. We are now in some way professional opinion givers, critics.
Yeah.
Critics. We are critics at this point.
Right.
We put forth that now. Not to say, because listen, everybody do that every day. You got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got all this type of YouTube, we got all this type of social media. Whereas though, that's what people strive on. Other people's weaknesses and other people's strengths as well.
Mm-hmm.
People got opinion and try to put it up there and gain clout off of what somebody else is doing.
Right.
So, like you said, nowadays you can become someone off of being a parasite.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And that's basically what I was trying to say. Like, that's the era we live in. Like, you feel me? You can be the parasite and become a celebrity or create a living off of that.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's wrong to state your opinion. I'm not saying that nobody has the right to state their opinion.
Right.
But what I'm saying is be mindful of your opinion. Like, you feel me? Like, sometimes people are just talking because they want to sound like the smartest person in the room. Mm-hmm. And the smartest person in the room, A, isn't the loudest, and B, isn't the one that has something to say about everything that somebody has something to say about. Like, you feel me?
The smartest person in the room is most likely listening. Right.
Like, you feel me? And people tend to get that all the way up. Like, I mean, all the way up. Even our president do that shit. Like, you feel me? Or the president of the United States does that shit. Like, just throws out his opinion just to throw it out. There's no value to it. It's just, even he's famous for doing that shit. Like, just to be spoken on. Oh, did you see what he said? Did you see his opinion on it? Like, that type of shit. Like, I don't know. That shit just, like, is aggravating. Like, because if you don't have value, or if you don't have substance to the conversation, or you can't add substance to the conversation, what is the point of even indulging? Just take the lesson from it, from the people who are intelligently conversating or conversing.
You know, actually, in all reality, that may be something that the people that's voicing their opinions may deeply think that they're helping, and their opinion actually can benefit somewhere, somehow, not knowing that most of the time, and this is only the people in this occasion, like, because, you know, some people's opinions do matter sometimes, but if people...
I think everybody's opinion matters if it's actually adding value, or if it's
Right, that was leading to what I was getting ready to say. Like, the people that be voicing their opinion that we're talking about, the opinion that their opinion that they're voicing, 9 times out of 10 had already been thought about, executed, and to the point to where the shit that I forgot, you haven't even begun to think of yet.
right.
So, nigga, I done forgot all about that shit. You bringing it right back up, because I'm way past that already. In this solution to this problem, whatever the case may be. So you throwing that opinion up, okay, yeah, I got it. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's more so what I'm feeling right here out of your opinion. Not saying that every opinion that you get come your way that you already thought of, but
Right.
it's just a small thing to a giant. It's not necessarily where you're trying to go in your stat and your like in your path. Their opinion is straighting you somewhere along down the wrong path or shit. Down the rabbit hole, bro.
Yeah, it definitely, like, I mean, or you even get that, like, we talked about it mad times before, like, where you could be doing something and somebody either come through with the opinion of, oh, that should have never worked. Oh, you shouldn't do it like that. Like that, I know, like I said, we talked about it before, but that shit just genuinely irks me. Like, I mean, like, that's the time I feel like people should just shut up. Like, I mean, unless if it's like a legitimate, like, hey, yo, you should watch out for this. Like, if even if you feel wholeheartedly it's not gonna work, the way you word shit, like, I mean, the way you say shit when you bring that opinion up front, it don't have to be, oh, that should have never worked. It could be like, hey, did you ever think of, you know what I mean? What if this happens? Do you got a plan for that? Like, raise the awareness in a different way. Because coming out the jump, just like, yo, that should have never worked. You just off the rip being negative towards somebody else, what they got going on. Like, you feel me?
That type in our opinion is, to me, like, it's not necessarily, it's an opinion because that's what you believe. I get it, but it's more so doubt. Like, and you know, that's the thing about us as, you know, me and you, who we are, and who we try to, what energy we try to portray into our audience and sharing our friends. The fact that, you know, the fact that you got to believe in yourself.
Right.
So, I mean, shit like that can discourage one. Like, I mean, so you hear that from someone that don't really necessarily believe in themselves or don't have the proper motivation or just faith in oneself.
Right.
And you'll hear some shit like, yo, you can't do that shit, or that's not possible, and you get discouraged and put that shit down, put your dream down, all because of someone else's belief or someone else's doubt. And that opinion that shaped your whole world, that shaped your whole belief. You don't put this shit down and forgot about it. Right. And you could have been a master at that craft, or you was good at one point. You was, I mean, passionate about it at one point. But, you know, as everything that don't get the necessary attention, it collects dust, it rots, it fades, I mean, it weakens. It weakens. So, you're forced to have your dreams deteriorate and before your eyes because, I mean, that's someone else's opinion. And like you said, you talked about that shit.
Yeah, we definitely did. But it just, cause I was having a conversation the other day, matter of fact, yesterday with somebody, and we were just talking about it. Like, yo, you can be talking about anything, and just somebody come up, inject themselves in the conversation, and not even know what the whole conversation be about, or the whole. It could be about an idea you could be building on. Aspiration that you have or anything, and they just come in there straight left field with their opinion and throw that shit out there. Or some shit could be going on, and I mean, just to be the first person to talk about it, report it, or bring it to the forefront. And even though they have the headline, or they know what it's about, or what the gist of it is, but they don't know the fillers, or they don't know the complete substance of the subject. Like they can't fill the plate. They can only give you a plate. Like they can just say, this is a plate, but there's no meal. This is a plate.
You know what kind of vibe, what kind of energy I get from them type of people? Like the fact that they attention seek. That's well, and one would say a thrill seeker. Like they get a piece of energy. They get a piece of information, right? And they'll run with that information. And they'll try to put that shit out there in the world, hoping to get praise or some kind of acknowledgement for sharing this detrimental information. Yeah. Like, I mean, whereas though it don't necessarily be full, because you don't have all the facts. Right. And then, I mean, you're a lot of the times destroying someone's character, someone's idea, right. Someone's like, I mean, whole little thing because you ran with something and where you had an inhale and try to make it a moment. Right. So yeah, that's people's biggest problem nowadays and shit. Like, and it's all you can blame the media, not just social media, right? The media.
So now, since you said that, let me ask you, as now being a part of the media,
right?
Are we part to blame? Do we fall in the category of blame, or do you feel like we doing it the right way?
You know, and just to be fair and be biased to all media, right?
Right.
Because I bet every one of us can get up here and say we all doing just. We all doing what's right, and we doing what's right for the world. And even for the ones that know that they're not doing right for the world, they know that the world does need balance. If you either tipping it towards if you're tipping into the good, I mean the world needs that. If you're tipping into the bad, the world needs that.
Right.
So I mean, they would still decide it's just, right? So I'm gonna play the the middle right here and say what we're doing is exactly what the media does. It puts out information, and whether it's useful for some is vital to most. So I mean that's kind of how I feel.
Moving the chess pieces, I like that.
Right.
I like that. I mean, of course, some people will say we part of the problem. I mean, I would like to think we're more so part of the solution.
Right.
But I mean, I guess it's up to whoever's interpretation. Like, I mean, in my opinion, I like to say that we come at things fair, even, and calling it right down the middle. Like, I mean, trying to be as fair to every topic that we talk about.
All right. One episode can be 1,000 interpretations. So, what one may think that our information is useless and is of the greater evil, not of the greater good.
Right.
Whether they think that or not, it's something that the world needs. You know what I mean? And I know for damn sure in my hearts, of all hearts, like what we talk about needs to be talked about.
Right.
So, you know what I mean, if you agree,
cool.
Right. If you don't, cool. Right. So, you know what I mean, yeah, I love what I do, and for those that do this shit here, for the whole media thing and shit, and really passionate about doing what they do, I can't take away that because I'm part of it now,
right,
and I understand what it feels like to be an influence, and whether good or bad, I understand what it feels like. So
right,
I'm addicted to my podcast.
The other thing, like talking about this, the other thing I'm thinking about, right, is so we're talking about opinions, and we got opinions. Everybody in the world, like opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, right? Yeah. So what I was trying to say.
Everybody got opinions.
Yeah, everybody got opinions, right? So with everybody having an opinion, it's not saying that certain people's opinions are wrong. What I'm trying to get at is everybody has an opinion. Everybody's opinion is valued, but I think that you gotta look at it as to what the topic is. Like, I mean, are you adding? I think it just boils back down to, are you adding the value? If you adding value to it, then yeah, like go ahead, express your opinion no matter what. Cool, but understand that your opinion isn't always going to be received the way you think it should be received. Absolutely. And your opinion to everybody isn't going to be, oh, that opinion was great. Like, I mean, sometimes even I add nothing to a conversation, but I open my goddamn mouth and I say some shit, feeling like my opinion need to be heard.
Right, and I think that's what everybody's biggest problem is the fact that they got a voice and they want to be heard. They want to get it out there. They want to feel like someone is listening or someone needs to hear exactly what they got to offer. So I think it boils down to oneself at the end of the day. Like, I mean, if you're voicing your opinion, you honestly could be doing it for the right reasons, or you honestly can just be doing it just for the sake of doing it, just be talking and putting air out in the universe.
Right.
Or you can have ulterior motive and trying to plot on someone's demise and trying to put them in a bad state. So that's the most important thing receiving any type of opinion or any type of advice, that you gotta decide yourself, is it the right information or wrong information?
Right.
And some people aren't built to I would say not some people. Everybody can be influenced. Everybody is influenced, or
of course,
right?
Of
so
course, shit.
right,
we was influenced to want to even do this shit.
Exactly.
We heard some shit. Shout out to Drink Champs. Know what I mean,
so
this shit made us want to jump up there. Know what I mean, shout out to Joe Budden. Shout out to Bray Idiots. It's a lot of podcasts I listen to that made me just say, yo, fuck it, we gonna hit record one day.
Nah, facts. So with that being said, with the influence being out there, and you see someone, you get a piece of information or a piece of or someone's opinion from someone that you look at as a not a role model, but someone as a trustworthy ally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whereas though their opinion can matter at times,
right?
And sometimes, unbeknownst to that person that's giving the information, their opinion isn't necessary.
Right. And the flip side to that is, you gotta understand, when you opening your mouth and stating your opinion, sometimes well, not sometimes, all the time, it's up to the person that's receiving that information to interpret it the way that they interpret it. Like, they gotta comprehend it the way they comprehend it. You can explain it a million different ways, but what they do with the information is what they do with the information.
Thanks.
How they take it in, how they repackage it and put it and store it in their brain is up to them. Like, you have no control over that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why I wanted to talk about this. Like, just because everybody, like I said, everybody has an opinion, everybody blurts out their opinion or just takes the time to want to put their opinion out there. Some do it for clout, some do it because that's their career choice. Other people just do it because they want to be seen, heard, or are just having decent conversations.
Right.
But nevertheless, the people that's listening or the people that's taking heed to what you're saying, you got to make sure that at least when it leaves your lips, it's leaving your lips in a manner of meaning good, meaning well, and or trying to bring some light to a situation, or
that's not everyone's intention. You know, that's not everyone's intention.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying that people need to be more conscious of that. Like,
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
because a lot of people are just out here, like we said, talking the talk, like, and they're not understanding that even in the midst of talking the talk, like, information can get misunderstood. It can be received the wrong way, taken the wrong way, and re-put out in the wrong way. Like, period.
No, facts.
All of that is a part of being opinionated or having an opinion and verbally putting it out there.
So would you say that? So not would you say what? Well, when will you say is a crucial time to, or safe time to voice your opinion, to give an opinion to someone that needs it, or not necessarily wants it, but yeah, can use it?
I think it's best to give your opinion on shit. Like, if you giving somebody advice, give somebody advice on some shit you actually know about.
Okay.
Like, have some research done, have some knowledge on the situation or what the situation is. Like, have some fallback on it. Like, have some facts to go with it. Like, I mean, put some meat on the bones of that. Like, I mean, don't just say, oh yeah, I got an opinion. I never looked at it, never thought about it, never heard about it. Like, I mean, or I just read the headline and thought I knew everything. Like, nah. Like, actually do some reading. Actually, I mean, look into it and find some stuff before you just start talking about it. Like, I mean,
Okay.
I think that's probably the easiest way to put it. Like, I mean, because you never know when your opinion is going to be needed, or when the advice is going to be needed, or what is going to be needed on. But at least if you don't know about that situation, be like, yo, to be honest, I don't know. Let's try to find this shit out together. Or, you know what, educate me on it, because I don't know, bro.
So, but you know, there is some times where, cause I was actually trying to think of give you a example, but I couldn't think of it quick enough. But let me just break it down, right? So, there are some times, right, where you actually feel strongly about or opinionated about a friend's safety or well regard. You know what I mean? You feel like they're doing something that's or jeopardizing.
If it's a gut feeling or what they call quote unquote intuition, yeah.
Exactly. Listen, right. Let me get my question up, because I know you're big on that.
State my opinion.
Right. State your opinion. Chill. I don't need it. So, I mean, from what you see,
shout out to this drink in my cup.
Yeah, that's pretty
Definitely
good. Pretty
going
good.
down.
So, from what you see, you know what I'm saying, is someone's life can be jeopardized in a certain situation, right?
Right.
And all right, let's say me, I'm in a situation where, you know, I'm jeopardizing my life and shit, and then I say, you know what, Coolie, like, yo, you looking at it from the outside looking in, you don't really know what it's like being inside.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and I feel like I'm totally safe, and I appreciate your opinion, but it's not needed.
Nigga, fuck your opinion.
Not like I'm putting it down for layman's terms.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Not what I would have said.
Right. Right.
Like, not for yeah. So how do you get through now? How do you decide if you're right, or how do I know if I'm right in this situation?
The only thing after that like if I give you some advice or I tell you, hey yo, that shit seems shaky, my G. Like, you sure you straight? And you be like, hey yo, listen, if you ain't in these shoes, you can't tell me how to play the game.
Right.
Alright, bruh, I'm here if you need me. That's it. We're gonna have to watch how this motherfucker play out. That's it, bruh.
You just gotta sit down.
Safety.
Play
You know how we end the conversation?
Nah. Yeah, like I know, but
we're gonna have to rock from there. Like, cause you never know until the shit unfold.
Okay.
You feel me? And some shit like that, you never know until the shit unfold. Cause you could come back like, yeah, it did get a little shaky. I just had to switch it up.
So, all right. Say for instance, like you said, I come back and I'm like, hey, Coolie, hey, listen, you was right. I appreciate the information.
Right.
Blah 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 blah. I'm walking my back around this situation or whatever you told me about. I'm watching my back and I'm gonna take your advice.
Right.
And time revealed itself, and you was right. But in the situation to where as though time revealed itself, and then I come back to you, like, hey, yo, Coolie, like, oh no, I appreciate you, looking out for me, but I was straight in this situation. Like, you ain't see it like this. How would one feel? Would you feel comfortable enough to still? This is again for the audience, not for us.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean,
Blue Magic. I give it to him all the way wrong.
Right. So, would you feel comfortable enough to come back to me and be like, yo, in another situation where you feel like you need to voice your opinion, and get that out, even though you wasn't right or didn't have.
Definitely will, bro.
Nah,
you know why?
Me personally, I know.
The reason I would is just because it's my intuition. You feel me? Because if I don't and then something happen, I'll feel bad. Like, you feel me? So especially because you my brother, so I gotta say something. Or if they my peoples, I gotta say something. Like, you feel me? Or even if it's somebody I just know, like I'm not even really cool with them like that. Like, hey yo, did you think about it this way, that way? No matter if they feel like I'm off or I'm not, like, or this nigga don't know the whole story, whatever, brush it off. But the fact that maybe I might be saying some shit that you ain't look at, I think it's more so in the delivery of how I would say it compared to how I would feel if I was wrong to come back again. Like,
got you. You ain't approaching the situation like, nigga.
Yeah,
you need to step away to get the fuck away off that shit. And nigga, have me taken back like, nigga, like, I know.
Yeah, because even if my opinion in that situation didn't add value or wasn't of substance to what was really going on, like I don't know everything, but I'm saying something about it. Like, I think that the way in which I approach it, it can either raise the question or I can become informed on, nah, bro, chill. There's a little bit more going on than what you think, and I got this. Trust me. Like, what I mean?
So let me flip it. Now, what if you feel like you was giving me some good advice? Not, you ain't had no bad feeling. You had all the best feelings in the world, and same scenario. Like, I didn't take your advice, and then I did take your advice.
Right.
So, how would you feel if opportunity passed up and you like, yo, bruh, like, yo, I told you about this shit, and I told you this was a good buy or a good sell or a good opportunity, and you didn't take it. And it was something life changing, and this because it gotta be extravagant. I don't want it to be some like a rollback sale at Walmart.
So I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck, because usually, this type of shit happens like people come to me, talk to me about some shit
Coolie,
going
Coolie
on.
think you're a guru.
Yeah, nah. Coolie be knowing, bro. I be knowing. Nah, but
all hell to almighty guru Coolie. Coolie, man. Let's get it.
nah, but nobody listens to Coolie. When
real
not
shit.
saying
I've learned that, you know, being your best friend and shit. I've learned that. Can't say you always right.
right.
But I
Of
mean,
course. I'm
like,
not gonna say I'm
right.
undefeated,
But I mean, you do tend to have the good
Lucid
swagger.
gist, yeah.
Been swagger, you know, about swag. you got a good energy. Your chakras are aligned and shit.
Yeah. But
If you believe in that sort of thing.
But that's the thing though, like, I mean, because sometimes I could be spot on, and motherfuckers would be like, nah, I ain't listening to you. Go do their thing, and then come back like, damn, my G.
How does that make you feel though?
It low key, I used to be like, see, y'all niggas don't never listen to me. Like,
I'm a
feel me?
prophecy.
Coolie Stradamus. You know? But, know what I mean? But I learned, like, know what I mean, as I got older, it's just you gotta let shit rock, bro. Like, know what I mean? Don't hesitate to continue to give your advice when they come to you for it, or if you around with some shit going down, hey yo, I feel like, know what I mean, A, B, and C, and then, know what I mean, let niggas rock how they gonna rock. Like, cause at the end of the day, the chip's gonna fall the way, know what I mean, it's gonna fall the way it's gonna fall. It's just up to you to pay attention to it and heed the advice, or to know not to, and you're straight, like, cause your intuition is even stronger, cause
Right.
everybody ain't always right. Like,
So right, so let's we did a example right where you was right. How would you feel, or how have you felt when you gave someone some good advice to go in a good direction and they didn't take it, and it was probably the best thing that they could have did, like not taking your advice to go in that direction?
So I ain't feel bad, and the reason I didn't feel bad is because, you know, everybody only tell you the part of the story, or they only tell you a part of what's going on that they want you to know.
Right.
Everybody don't always like. Usually, I'm
so,
right when they lay it all out.
Hold on. So even when you wrong, you're right.
Because I could have been wrong. Because I could have been wrong. Bro.
But you're right though.
But I'm right though. You know what I mean? Damn. If you tell me everything, if you put it all on the plate, you give me the buffet of information.
Bro said, usually don't tell me everything.
I'm telling you, the times I've been wrong is because
Yeah.
I wasn't given the full buffet of information. You feel me?
Man.
So I'm right,
So what you saying is,
even though I'm wrong. Because I could have been right.
Right. So you could check those up as ties. So you not undefeated, but you haven't lost.
Yeah, I ain't lose. I ain't undefeated, but I ain't lose.
Okay.
You feel me? I ain't undefeated, but I ain't lose.
Golly.
Yeah, hey, listen. It's just
So-
the way this shit rocks sometimes.
Let me answer a little bit of some of the questions that I had to at you. Like, I ain't no guru or nothing, no prophecy like Coolie. But, you know, I tend to be a good role model to, you know what I mean?
Jab storm.
Some of my peers, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, definitely. I can vouch for that.
Right, you
Some
know.
good advice when I need it.
Right. You know, I tend to have some good jewels to drop when it's time. Be a good adversary.
And sometimes I'll be all the way honest with you. Sometimes it's the shit that a motherfucker don't want to hear. That I'll pick up the phone and be like, hey, yo, AK, blah, blah, blah. My nigga, if you don't, that's what I didn't want to do. It's the only way to it, Coolie. Get to it, Coolie. Real shit.
Yeah, because you know what I had to do, I guess, coming up or growing up period. I always try to look at you get prepared for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah.
But always prepare for the worst.
Always.
So I mean, I just live by that shit, right? And I'm honestly trying to break myself out. I'm trying to prepare for the best, and not hope for the worst, but
same shit.
Yeah.
Y'all figure the words out.
Right. You know what I mean, y'all. If y'all listening, but
vice versa.
Right. So, but basically, that tend to be the problem. You prepare for the worst, or goddamn.
You're aware of the worst, but you're hoping for the best.
Okay. So, you still didn't pick.
Oh, I had it. The fuck? Y'all ain't give me the words yet, man.
No, I think I was explaining. I was explaining my answer, right? So, basically, what I would do, right?
Yeah.
And in a situation, how I have felt is, if I'm right and someone hasn't taken my advice and shit, and I mean, I know that there was some advice there was in a bad situation. We're gonna start with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it was in a bad situation, and I gave them some advice, and they didn't take it, and they end up, I guess,
jammed up.
Right, jammed up and shit. I'm at a point now in my life to where it ain't that I told you so, or it ain't like I'm pointing a finger like, I had like it ain't nothing like that feeling, but it's a feeling of like, yo, you could have listened. You could have, if not listened, took heed, because you don't gotta listen to my whole strategy to get you through the situation.
Right, but there's bits and pieces that probably can help your ass.
Right. And you probably felt somewhere that, I told you, hey, go left, and you went right type of thing, or, I mean, yeah, anything. I'm about to give out a scenario, but it don't need. But I don't feel bad a lot of times because, especially if I'm passionate about how I felt about the advice that I'm giving you. That if I know this is absolute something that's deep down in my soul that I know I'm right about, and I give you the advice and you stray away from it, then I can't feel bad for you.
Right.
Because you left no room for that shit. I actually gave you my heart and spilled it, nigga. Like, yo,
this is what it is, bro. Like, I know this shit.
Right.
Seen this shit, been through this shit. Yo, do it like this.
Right, and and that's all well and good. I have learned that too, because not to feel some type of way about people's choices, because that's not mine.
Yeah.
You can lead the horse to water, you can't make him drink.
Right.
So I can't get mad at the horse for not drinking the water.
Right.
I'm full of dirt. I'm not thirsty. My thirst is quenched. We went to
that shit.
You know what I'm saying? We went to the water together. I drank, you didn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, we went to the water hole together, or I went to the water hole before and I didn't drink, and I know that if we might not be back to this water hole for quite some time. You might want to drink, and you don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't feel bad.
When you wrong
now, when I'm wrong, right? No. I don't. I'm not like the guru. But when I'm wrong and someone has taken my advice,
look, stop.
Like, yo, because it all depends. Like, all right, let's give him a scenario.
What's that scenario?
Let's give a scenario. I was passionate about the advice that I gave you.
Vince Carter was gonna win a ring? No, all right, my bad. All right.
There you go.
Sorry.
I'm about Toronto right now.
Yeah.
All right, so. So if I'm passionate about something, and I'm giving you advice and you took it, and then it'll end up going the wrong way. That shit truly, it hurts. Like, to lead someone to a failure it's kind of like you felt yourself. Every general is if any general went into combat and your sergeants or you and your crew or you and your platoon or whatever,
right? I get what you
mean, you guys lost, and
because of the choices you put out there,
right? Every general is gonna feel bad, like damn, like it's like chess. Nobody want to lose a chess game and shit, and you are passionate about every choice that you make when you're moving on pieces to secure your victory.
Right.
But if you lose, it don't go that way. It hurts. It's a guilt. It's a guilt factor. Now, I mean, not in the game per se, but in the game of life of chess. You know what I'm saying? Because you're passionate about them pieces.
Right.
And I mean, in the game, if you are I would say intelligent enough to, to bring the analogy from chess to life and life to chess. You will understand you should be passionate about this game, as well as what the moves that you go throughout in life.
Exactly.
So, it hurts. It hurts. It's a feeling of guilt. It's a feeling of disappointment.
Yeah.
It hurts. So
that's crazy. I didn't even think about it like that. I didn't think about it like that at all. Sitting from that, they basically took your advice and you led them to a failure. Like, damn.
Right. Yeah.
And depending on how severe the situation.
Right. Man. Yeah. That shit hurts. And it kind of got you feeling guilty. Because I have been in quite a few situations like that. Because we all live and learn. And we all believe that, because even sometimes the situation that you've been in ain't necessarily how the situation is gonna how the outcome is gonna come. Like, don't two things happen the same.
Lightning usually doesn't strike in the same spot twice.
Exactly. So, by you being experienced in certain situations, necessarily ain't the right tools to have. So that was my case. That was my scenario, and then I guess my fault in my advice, because I thought I've been through something. And I thought I had the right.
Speak from what you've been
through. From what I've been through.
Right.
And they had to take a few different steps than what I've been through, and they tried to take mine, and shit, it didn't work out. Maybe, listen to this analogy, right? We walk the same path on the ice. We walk the same ice path. I made it across the ice path, but my footsteps weakened.
The ice.
Weakened the ice.
Motherfucker. Look at you getting deep on it. Right. I see it. Okay.
So yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah, it's just like the same shit with the chessboard. There's all the pieces are the same every game, but all the pieces ain't the same every game. You feel me? Because every pawn don't mean the same to every player that sits down and play.
Right.
Some are sacrificed and some are used for. As more of protection or more strategically.
Right, because one will use a pawn all the way to the end of the game, and that pawn will end up turning into a general. And that's just how life goes. In majority of the games of chess, a pawn don't make it to the other side of the board, and become something that it 9 times out of 10 would never be.
Dominant piece,
right? Yeah. That's life.
Yeah.
A pawn don't necessarily, and I feel like, nigga, we are all pawns in this game of life.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? And you have a blue moon where a pawn such as myself reach across the other side of the board. And we playing this shit. Where you think we at in the board, Coolie? Like, I mean, we almost on the other side.
Almost.
You can see it.
I mean, yeah, they say it take 10,000 hours of doing whatever you're doing to become. Whatever you're supposed to be. We getting there.
Yeah,
we getting
there. Yeah. We go.
But I never seen us as pawns though. So.
Not like I feel. We feel like right. Facts.
Talk a little bit of that shit.
No. We are most definitely kings in this.
Jump in that cabinet and give me a little bit of that. Talk that shit.
All right. Sprinkle some of that shit. Nah. Pour some of my cup, Coolie. So yeah, I know we are kings, but maybe that's how all the poems feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In the big game of life.
Shit.
Go
ahead, AK. I ain't even mad at you, bro.
In the big game of life.
Oh man.
We see ourselves as some that we are potentially can be, because all poems can be that.
People that can see their own potential and work hard to reach that are dangerous, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous.
And it's shit crazy because I like the shit that you had shared with me. The last thing you shared with me on Instagram and shit, and my it's basically about believing. Yeah. Like, putting forth what you believe in and making it reality and shit. And the fucking it's a law. What law?
Law of attraction.
Law of attraction, right?
Yeah. So you can't only just like basically if you see it you can become it, or if you see it it's a reality. You just gotta strive hard to get there. So you gotta think it, you gotta believe it, you gotta work hard for it, and you can't doubt it at all. Because if you can see it and you can believe it, look at us. We talking about stating opinions and look what the fuck we doing. Listen, because validity though, this is valid. It has substance.
I told you.
I think this drink in my cup is finally kicking in. But yeah, if you could see anything that you could see yourself being, if you believe in it enough and you're passionate about it enough and you work hard towards it enough and you never doubt it along the journey, no matter what people say, no matter what obstacles coming your way,
facts,
you can achieve it. You can achieve it. It's anything you think of that you want to become, be, or achieve in life, you can do.
And I'm a firm believer in that shit. I ain't I'm not exactly where I want to be at in life at the moment, but I'm going to get there,
right?
And I'm pushing towards that way. But I can say I kind of talk myself into being the person that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not 100% there, but the motives and the values that I have and where I'm at per se and what I do in my life, I absolutely, not foreseen, but kind of put that energy out there, like, and that's everything. That's good and bad.
Right.
Like, the bad shit that I've been through, I literally one time or another talked about it before I done it. Thought about it before I done it, or wonder what it was like actually if I was in those shoes.
Yeah.
So, and when I got there, of course, a lot of times I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But me personally, I put myself in those shoes countless amount of times.
Right.
Influenced by other shit, and that's just my own.
But
my own shit.
But what you're saying is exactly what a lot of people forget. A lot of people forget that a lot of people think that karma is just whatever you do comes back to you later on.
Right.
It's not just whatever you do, it's whatever you think, whatever you put out there as far as energy, whatever you speak out there. Like, I mean, all of that shit comes back. Like, I mean, you remember you said this? Life had a funny way of boomeranging that shit right back to you, bro.
Nah, facts.
Right back to you.
And, you know, I'm working on the fact now of, you know, I'm looking at the, you know, just the brighter side and everything, not necessarily looking at the negative or what ifs of you know, the negative per se. And I got the worst habit of doing that. Like, I would get a good job, right? And first, second day into the job, I'm thinking, I wonder what's gonna be the reason why I leave this job. Nigga, I just got here. Like, I'm thinking to myself, what's gonna be the reason I either get fired or I walk away or, nigga,
just a scenario, so you know already.
Right.
It just ain't for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So exactly, and that goes to what I was saying earlier about, you know, me basically, I guess, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is me motherfucking convincing myself that yeah, I'm just brainwashing myself, you know.
Have to. You have to. I try to let you work through that one.
No,
but
yeah.
It's almost to the point, because so I shared something else on Facebook, right? Where this guy was saying the first 7 years of your life, right, is basically the foundation of who you're gonna be. So if within the first year of your life, all you witnessed is bad relationships, poor money management, poor life or living situations, just all bad shit. When you grow up, you're just gonna portray that same shit. To change that, you basically have to rewire your own brain. Everything after you're 7 years old, once you turn 8, for the rest of your life, you have to rewire your brain to get that out of here. Like, I mean, and if you can't rewire your brain, you're gonna fall victim to the bad relationships, the poor money management, the bad living situations, all everything that you've seen. Like, if you can't rewire that shit, so that's why, I mean, exactly what you're saying. Like, you have to brain fuck yourself into becoming who and what you want to be, because the shit ain't easy. The shit is not easy. It sounds easy when we say this shit. But you see it starts with the thought, you think it, then you see the vision, you believe in it enough, you work hard enough towards it, it'll become it. And that is the formula. But what's not spoken is the in-betweens.
Right.
Each step in between that shit is stages. Like, you gotta go save the princess in fucking Super Mario. Like, nigga, it's stages to this shit.
Right. So would you say, be it though the social media or media itself, such as, you know, Grown Ups Talk podcast, would be cheat codes into Super Mario, or would it be the virus to the game itself? So
here is the wild part of this whole conversation. Opinions, right?
Right.
The media,
That's it. Right.
Facebook, all social media, any media period is all opinion based. But the thing that we have to remember is there's information being given throughout these opinions.
In between, and whether it be good or bad, you always can find some.
Right. But the information is there nonetheless.
Right.
So as long as you can decipher what is valid or important to your situation as far as the opinions and the information being given, whatever is valid or whatever you need to take and make part of your situation to help it grow is there for you. It all boils down to the way you receive, repackage, and store that shit in your brain. I think we can blame the opinions. See, I know everybody listening to this, they thinking, oh, they just wanted to talk about people talking shit or just not having like a lot of substance to conversations. It was a bigger convo than that. Like, you know what I mean? I know this shit took a little second to get your whole cup of drink and all that, but yeah, it's just, it boils down to no matter what the opinions that are being blurred out or blurted out, no matter what the information is, it all boils down to you. It boils down to how you receive, repackage, and store that shit.
So,
damn,
that was heavy. So now, for one, right? Because how would you do this right here? You receive some information that was, you know, given to you in I guess in perfect harmony. You got the information you needed. You needed that information, and it worked well for you. And you try to pass down the opinion. Does that necessarily work, or have you been in that situation to where you've seen that, or had to do that?
I haven't been in a situation where like some information was kind of passed down, like yo, blah blah blah.
But one would say history repeated itself.
Right. And we talked about this before about our parents. We talked about this like where they was trying to tell us, oh, when this happened, or be careful for this because I've been there before. Like, you know what I mean, that type of shit.
That's
now. I wasn't passed down too much of that. I kind of had to be the quiet one to sit back and watch people go through shit to learn what to and what not to adhere to or take part in, or I mean A, B, and C, or the whole alphabet. Like I mean that type of shit. Now me passing information down to my kids or to somebody coming up under me or just coming to me for advice, again, I think it just comes down to how they receive it and how I deliver the package. Am I just banging on their door of knowledge and for them to download this shit? Am I just banging on the door and just dropping it? They don't got to sign for the package, it's just there. Or am I saying, personalizing it, here, this is for you, this is the knowledge, I specially delivered this to you for you to store this.
So what if the knowledge that you've given them, right? Say for instance, you was a professional boxer and you met your match and everything that you tried, everything that you learned, every all information that you received, that I mean, you can't really get past this challenge right here, right?
Yeah.
But you end up retiring, years go by, and you become a trainer, and you start training a new fighter, and then when you train this new fighter, and he get down to the wire, and he get down to the meat of his career, and he got to make a difference.
Right.
And the opponent that he got to fight is the challenge that you get in your past. So, what information do you give someone in them shoes? Someone that this is something that you couldn't surpass, but you got someone that's coming under you that hasn't lost under you that's so taking all your information.
There's two ways that you go look at this.
Talk to me. Because you know this is before you continue. I just want to know, because how I'm looking at this shit is for my kids, for the battles that I fucking couldn't surpass, right? How do I explain to them how to pass these battles? And I struggle, and I try everything I know to scratch to get through these things.
I take that back. It's not simple.
Go ahead.
So you could either look at it two ways. You could look at it as you put yourself in the shoes of that person that you couldn't get past, i.e. Floyd Mayweather, right? A lot of the boxers that he beat, they will go get, the new contender will go get those same people and get advice from them. What is it like? How does he hit? What does he like to do? The tendencies, the this, the that, or hire the same trainers.
The contender with Floyd Mayweather to go against his recent opponents.
They'll go talk to Pacquiao. They'll go talk to Shane Mosley. They'll go talk to Judah. They'll go talk to all of these people that he already walked through. Right. You feel me? And get the same advice. And they'll go tell them, oh, he like to do this. He like to do that. And as we see, he's undefeated. You feel me? Or you can look at it like Rocky Balboa. You feel me? Rocky Balboa had to train up Creed. You feel me? In Creed's 1 and 2, he had to show him like, hey yo, you gotta look for the tendencies, but you gotta make your strength counter his tendencies. Like when you see his tendencies, you gotta like counter that with your strengths. Like, you know what I mean? So you gotta look for the weaknesses, but make your strength hit that weakness so hard that it knocks that opponent out of the box. Like, you feel me? So you gotta be strategic, but you gotta deliver in a way that's undeniable with your strengths. Don't worry about your weaknesses. Worry about his weaknesses and your strengths. How does your strengths outweigh their weaknesses? If that makes sense. Somehow, some way,
so, listen,
to me that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. But, you know, the advice that Rocky overcame all his obstacles.
A lot.
Right? Mayweather overcame
all
his obstacles.
Undefeated.
So, my question is here, we got to talk to someone that hasn't overcame them obstacles, but that has someone that's potentially able to overcome them obstacles.
Mm.
You know, such as Floyd Mayweather Sr., like, I mean, or...
That's a good one. Or his uncle that trained him, that didn't reach the heights that he...
Right. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, how did they get Floyd to get to that part, to that creed of fighting, and they never got to that creed? Level. Right.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Dale Curry.
Yeah, he never was the greatest shooter in the NBA, but he was a damn good shooter.
Right.
How the hell did he get his kids
to be?
You
know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's my question. Like, I mean, I ain't the best nigga out here. I ain't the smartest nigga out here. I mean, but how do I get my kids to be?
So I guess the two things you could do is just be honest with them, and I guess they're the same.
This is when your opinion matters.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
And I know we're running out of time, but it comes down to two.
Feels so good. I'm gonna keep talking.
I know. It gets to two things. It gets to being honest, and these mean basically the same thing: honest and transparent.
Okay.
So when you giving them the information, like I say, you got to give them the buffet of the information.
That's the fat, the meat, the grill, the bones, the grit.
You can't just give them the vegetables. You can't just give them the grilled meat. You got to give them the buffet, the totality of the situation and the information and how you fucked up and what you could have did to go right and how it applies to them. You get what I'm saying? You got to be able to decipher that and filter it in the right way. Because if you deliver it wrong, they could receive it wrong, repackage it, and store it the wrong way.
Or distribute it the wrong way.
And ultimately distribute it the wrong way. Listen, man, I know we ain't perfect, and I know this turned out to be a little bit deeper episode than you anticipated. But what I need y'all to take away from this is be careful how you deliver your opinions. I know opinions are like assholes and everybody got one, but you gotta be able to deliver it in a way where people can receive it, repackage it, store it, so when they redistribute it, it's redistributed the same way. Listen, I am Coolie Man. You can find me everywhere under the name of Coolie Man. If you can't find me there, you can find me anywhere Grown Ups Talk.
Facts. You already know the motto. Like, share, and follow. If you didn't do it, do it. Tell a friend and do that shit again. This is your boy AK the Chief signing out, checking off. Know what I'm saying? You can find me anywhere on Grown Ups Talk. If you can't find me there, you can definitely find me on anywhere Grown Ups Talk.
Y'all know what it is, man. Talk to us grown.
Facts.
Or don't talk to us at all.
At motherfucking all.